was on an airplane when the oxygen masks came down from the roof. We were a few hours into the flight from NYC to Ireland, flying above the North Atlantic Ocean, when suddenly the yellow oxygen masks came down out of nowhere. I grabbed mine and pulled it over my face. Then the pilot's voice came through the speakers. "Hey folks, this is your captain speaking." He dragged out the word like he was half asleep. "We've got a situation up here." I looked around and everyone had the same confused expression. That didn't sound like any pilot announcement I'd ever heard. It sounded like someone who had no idea what they were doing. The woman next to me leaned over and whispered, "Is he drunk?" I didn't answer because I was thinking the exact same thing. My heart started pounding. We were 30,000 feet in the air and something was seriously wrong with whoever was flying this plane. A few seconds later, he came back on. "So, we're gonna need everyone to..." What am I meant to say again? "Oh yeah, stay calm." Then he laughed. Actually laughed. Like this was funny to him. The flight attendants exchanged looks with each other. They seemed just as confused as we were, which made everything 10 times scarier. One of them rushed toward the pilot's area with panic on her face. I watched her knock on the door and get no response. She knocked again, harder this time. Still nothing. She turned back toward us and I could see it in her eyes. She had no idea what was happening either. Then the plane tilted. Not a lot, but enough to make my stomach drop. The pilot's voice came back, way too casual. "Whoops, my bad. Still getting the hang of this thing." People lost it. A woman behind me started sobbing. "What the fuck is going on?" I heard a single dad yell while trying to comfort his children. His kids were crying into his chest and he was trying to stay calm for them, but his hands were shaking. I kept thinking this can't be real. This has to be some kind of mistake. But then the pilot spoke again, and his voice was actually cheerful this time. "Yeah, so we're gonna do an emergency landing. Probably. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully we don't die." He laughed again, like he'd just told a joke at a party. I couldn't breathe. My chest was so tight it felt like someone was sitting on it. I gripped the armrest so hard my knuckles went white. All around me people were crying, praying, calling loved ones. A man across the aisle was writing a letter for his wife telling them he loved her. That's when it really hit me. This might actually be the end. The lead flight attendant got on the intercom. Her voice was shaking, but she still sounded more professional than the pilot. "Brace for impact. Heads down. Stay down." I put my head between my knees and squeezed my eyes shut. The cabin went completely quiet except for the sound of people sobbing. Those few seconds felt like hours. That's when finally I heard the pilot's door open. I looked up and saw the pilot walking out, but he wasn't panicking. He wasn't rushing. He was smiling. Actually smiling like nothing was wrong. Okay, everyone relax." He held up his hands. "We're fine. The plane is fine. Everything is fine." Dead silence. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. I couldn't hold back anymore. I screamed, "What?" The pilot kept walking down the aisle like he didn't just traumatize an entire plane full of people. "But now that I have all your attention, there's something I need to do." I watched him stop at row 14. There was a woman sitting there. Her mascara was running down her face. She'd been crying so hard her whole body was still shaking. She looked up at him completely confused. He got down on one knee. "Maria, I've loved you since the day you spilled coffee on me at gate B7. The whole cabin went silent again, but it was a different kind of silence this time. You said you wanted a proposal you'd never forget." He pulled out a ring box. "I figured if you'd still say yes after thinking we were gonna die together, then we can survive anything." She stared at him for a long moment, tears still streaming down her face. Then she started laughing and crying at the same time. She tackled him right there in the aisle. "Yes, yes, yes, yes!" she screamed. The cabin exploded. Half the passengers were cheering. The other half were still trying to process what just happened. Everyone on the flight got $300 credit as compensation.